Hi, my name is Zach, and today we're going to talk a little bit about music. So, listening to music has, since the beginning of man, proven to be an important form of entertainment that helps us tell stories, helps us understand different cultures, as well as having an ability to bring people together. But what if music was more than just a form of entertainment? What if music has the ability to improve memory, reduce stress and anxiety, and even help manage pain? Well, that's why my proposition today is, music is more than just a form of entertainment. Listening to music holds many different psychological benefits. The three main benefits I'll be arguing are, once again, music reduces stress and anxiety, music helps improve memory, and music can help manage pain. So firstly, we'll be taking a look at how music has an ability to reduce stress and anxiety. The reason we enjoy listening to music in the first place is because when you're listening to music, there is a release of dopamine in the brain. Dopamine, according to Bethany Brookshire of Science News for Students, is a chemical messenger called a neurotransmitter. When dopamine is released into the brain, we experience a rush of euphoria that leads to an uplifted mood. Dopamine releases are common when eating food, having sex, or taking drugs. A research article published by Miriam V. Thoma concluded that after many psychosocial tests, listening to music prior to a standardized stressor test predominantly affected the autonomic nervous system, which means that everyone who took the test after listening to music were significantly less stressed than everyone that didn't. The reduction in stress naturally corresponds to a reduction in anxiety. It should also be noted that there is a difference between in the amount of stress reduced when listening to low-pitched music without lyrics. Listening to low-pitched music without lyrics is more effective at lowering stress and anxiety, as well as lowering blood pressure, heart rate, and decreased cortisol levels, which are all markers for stress and anxiety. So the next time you're feeling stressed out, put on some good music and pay attention to the way it affects your mood or anxiety. Up next, we're going to take a look at how music has the ability to improve one's memory, especially when it comes to people who are musically trained. So according to Kendra Cherry of verywellmind.com, depending on the type of music one is listening to, there can be significant improvements in memory and focus. People who are musically trained found that listening to neutral music, such as background piano or violin, tended to perform better on learning tests. The neutral music helped the musically trained focus less on the composition of the music and use it more as a way to focus. So for the people who are less musically trained, found that listening to positive music without any lyrics saw increased test scores when taking learning tests. This means that listening to any old song won't necessarily help. It won't help your focus or improve your memory unless you're listening to something that's a little calmer with no lyrics. So you have to find what works for you, and when you do, odds are you'll notice an improvement in your memory. So now that we've taken a look at how music can reduce stress and anxiety, and can also improve memory, let's take a look at how music can help reduce and manage pain. According to a 2013 study including fibromyalgia, music, and pain, a group of 60 people who have fibromyalgia were randomly assigned to listen to music for extended periods of time. The results of the study showed that the people who listened to music experienced significant pain reduction and even reduced depressive symptoms. In another study performed by Dr. Rick Naurit, a group of 143 test subjects were randomly selected to listen to music. And while safe doses of electric shocks were administered to the participant's fingertip. The evidence showed that the central arousal from the pain stimuli reliably decreased with the increasing music task demand. And while you may be wondering whether the reduction was caused by a placebo effect or not, a 2014 controlled trial failed to find a link between expectation and music's effect on pain. But if it's not placebo, what causes pain reduction? It's believed that the reduction in pain is caused by the release of dopamine in your brain. So, while listening to music isn't going to completely eliminate your pain, it is possible that putting on your favorite song or album may in fact help at least reduce some of the pain you may be feeling. So, to conclude, music is more than just entertainment. Music has many psychological benefits, more than just the three I talked about today. Not only does music have the potential to reduce stress and anxiety, improve memory, and reduce pain, there are plenty more benefits that music has that I didn't get to mention here. Thank you.
Well, let's work up this time a little bit backwards. The presentation, you are doing a lot of looking down and reading. Now, you do read pretty effectively, and there's good variety in your voice, but in watching the presentation, it just feels like you're standing in front of us and talking to your page instead of engaging us, and that, I think, hurts your credibility a little bit. The evidence that you cite is pretty good on the studies. I think you've got some good information there. You give us source citations on most of the material that you're presenting. Some of the studies seem a little abstract in the way that they're arriving at their conclusions. I do think that you do suggest a pretty clear link between dopamine and the music that's going on here, and so there's clearly some kind of effect, because the dopamine definitely has an effect, and if it's stimulated by the music, then there's a connection there. The body of the speech is pretty well organized. You identify all the supporting points as you go through them. You label them clearly. There's information on most of the points. I do think we run into a couple of problems. For example, it seems to me like a lot of this is expository in nature, not so much argumentative. I don't know anybody who denies that music would probably have a beneficial effect on people's anxiety, except for maybe particular kinds of music. So there are always assumptions about what kind of music you're talking about here. And it sounded from the explanations that you have and the way the evidence is written, 95% of the time you're talking about something that is, like you said, low pitch, no vocals, no lyrics. It sounds like it's all about classical music for the most part, as opposed to any other kind of music. It doesn't sound to me like hip-hop has this potential benefit, or EDM or any of that kind of stuff that's going to produce these benefits. It really seems like it falls into a pretty narrow spectrum given the research and the way it's cited here. You did have a good preview at the beginning of the speech, because you basically have those same ideas that you were using as the structure of the speech labeled for us. You sort of have them in the introduction before you get to your purpose statement. They're right there. The specific purpose statement, basically your propositional statement, I do think is made of two parts, and the second part is like a vague preview of what the preview is, referring to the things that you just talked about. It's okay because I can tell what direction you're going in, but like I said, I think I need a little bit more controversy to see that this is argumentative. In the long run, you've got good information. It's well organized. The questions concern whether or not we're really drawing an inference here or simply describing something that generally people believe is true. Thank you.